live from East Alton for game one of what I am calling the most important day on Kirkwood's regular season schedule. This is the first of two games today, and they are both high leverage games at the top of the table for the 12U Peewee A3 division. Kirkwood currently sits in first place, but their position is a little precarious with the two matchups coming up to today. This first one is against the Northwest Arkansas Junior Ice Hogs, hot on their heels in the league standings. And they sit in second place, so the winner of this game will go into the evening in first place. But a probably even tougher opponent will wait for Kirkwood there. That is the St. Louis Rockets, who have given Kirkwood the most trouble this season, is certainly out of all the teams in their league. Of course, Kirkwood did run into a very good Carolina team in an out-of-town tournament, but as far as the St. Louis competition goes, the Rockets seem to be the cream of the crop. Even though they are only in third place right now, they are a few games in hand, less games total played, so they don't have as many points because of that. But like the Stars, the Rockets only have one loss in league play, and that came just yesterday against the Chesterfield Falcons. It's ended a 15-game unbeaten streak for the Rockets that started as soon as declaration season ended. Is that coincidence? I don't know. I'm just pointing it out. But the Rockets have been almost unstoppable since the start of meaningful hockey after a very shaky preseason schedule where they lost 5 of their 7 games that didn't have any implications on standings. So just a little curious there. But before we deal with them, Kirkwood will have to deal with this Northwest Arkansas team. They have met 3 times this season already. Kirkwood won all 3 of those contests. However, they were all very closely contested, fast-paced, end-to-end action. Really, all of them could have gone either way. The most comfortable win was the most recent win. Kirkwood winning that one. I believe it was 3-1. And they did dominate the neutral zone, and that's what helped them control the game. On many of the Arkansas exits from their own zone, Kirkwood is quick to meet them at center ice and send it back in. However, Arkansas still, even in that context, looked very dangerous when they did get the space to navigate the neutral zone and come in on the attack. They are fast up front, and they can finish at the net. Rory has played 3 spectacular games in goal against these Ice Hogs, as you see her skating to the goal huddle there. She will need another top-notch performance. I think teams like this tend to bring the best out of her. It keeps her engaged in the game to face consistent shots throughout the contest, and it really stretches her to put her best foot forward. So we're expecting to see some big saves out of number 30 back there for the Stars. As we get set to drop the puck, David taking the opening draw for Kirkwood. And Arkansas is first into the attacking zone. Long shot blocked in the slot. That's David getting a glove to it. Now passing it over to Sam, gaining the blue line, flips it all the way on goal. Caught easily there by the Arkansas goalie. The first 2 games between these 2 teams were really just breakneck speed. The middle one, which came in a tournament setting, was probably the favorite game that I may have ever called here. on KSPN. It just was non-stop end-to-end action. Really hard to even catch your breath keeping up with it as David chases it over to the side of the goal, gets it to the goalie momentarily, and Arkansas will try to skate it out. Gavin coming in on a pinch, and now David chases it back, gets it, plays a little ping pong with Blake back there in his own zone, and now Arkansas steals it, sends it deep, turning it around. Can't gain the edge. Oh, had a ice hog on the back door. Now Rory makes a big save. They got the centering pass through the crease onto the back of the post. An open ice hog was there. Looked like they may have got to stick to it. Forced a save out of Rory, but she had the door closed. So first big chance of the game goes to Arkansas. As they battle for it in the corner, Jaden coming away with it. Still on the puck back there. Centering to Liam, got a little backhand touch on it. Not too tough of a save as Arkansas skates it out. And that right there is the neutral zone control that Kirkwood is looking for. A little bobble in front of the net. And again, this is how Kirkwood really controlled game number 3 between these two teams. It was the league opener for Kirkwood. You see on those last 2 exits by Arkansas, Kirkwood quick to meet them, quick to turn the puck around and send it right back into the attacking zone. They're gonna need to do that most of today to keep the upper hand in this one. That is how, especially at this level, games are won and lost, is who controls center ice. We always, put a lot of attention on who can finish at the net, but those chances are created right at the center line in the neutral zone. As we have our first penalty of the game, it's Will Dunbar in the box for Kirkwood. So face-off comes down to this side of the ice, and Arkansas will have the man advantage. Centered, but off a leg there, so it floats over into the corner. Kirkwood works it up the boards, do get it out. Arkansas will reset on the power play. Bryson meets it at the center line, but bobbles it. Arkansas is in on the attack. It goes into the corner. Good work by Gavin to get it there. Dropping it to the point. Switching it to the weak side. Sending it low. Gavin picks it off in the slot. Chips it off the boards and out. And Arkansas comes too quickly back across the blue line. That's offsides. They have 49 seconds left on the power play with just over 9 minutes to go here in the first period, which is still scoreless. David back on the dot for Kirkwood, taking the draw and going down. Arm stays down as well, so no penalty here. Rory gets a glove to it, goes into the corner, and David can't skate it out. Strong stick by Arkansas to keep that one in and steal it back. Jackson chips it out to David, has a little bit of space here. Can he turn the corner? He does. He's behind the defense and on goal, kept out. Good shorthanded chance from David there. As Kirkwood's in on the forecheck here, still shorthanded for 9 more seconds. Now the power play comes forward. Shot high, glove save from Rory. It looked like that could have snuck under the bar, so she was good to get the glove to it. And we stay scoreless as Kirkwood returns to full strength. David getting a real nice shorthanded chance there down these near boards. Winning the puck in neutral ice, turning on the Jets, turning the corner, getting behind the defense, but the door was closed by the goalie as here he comes again up the same side, gaining the blue line, but offsides. .808 here in a scoreless first period. David still on the dot for Kirkwood, taking the draw with Aiden on his right. And, oh, David coming in on the forecheck, missed the puck. Arkansas comes the other way. Here they come with speed. Shot, kick save by Rory. And David's there on the other side now. He's everywhere with the puck. Again, navigating neutral ice. Taking his time now, being patient with the puck. Follows his own pass. And Arkansas comes back the other way. David steals it there on the blue line. Chips it in and goes for a change. Here's Aiden on the forecheck. Now back out to neutral ice. Liam resets for Kirkwood. Taken away there by Arkansas. They're in, but puck goes loose to the end boards. Bodie's back for Kirkwood. He sends it up and out. It is tipped, so no icing here. Arkansas controlling it now. Send it up to Liam, but couldn't grab the handle. Looked like Liam had a great chance to keep that play going. He chases it back. Now Gavin sends it forward. And now Liam works it out. But Arkansas will reload at center ice. They come in, long floating shot. Rory gets a blocker to it. I think that was going wide, but just to be safe, she puts the paw up. Here comes a puck bouncing loose in front of the crease. Liam on it, hard hit back there in the corner. And we do have a penalty for that contact in the corner. So we saw Kirkwood with the early penalty kill, even getting probably the game's best chance shorthanded. Now they will have the man advantage as Arkansas goes into the box. It's Jacob Schultz in the faceoff circle for Kirkwood. Arkansas gets to it, and they are skating it out. Little 2-on-3 rush here. Puck goes loose behind the goal. Bodie's on it, sends it up to Jacob, or is that Jackson? Now Jackson switches to Jacob. He turns it around in the corner. Has Blake there, drops it to him. Now Jackson momentarily loose in the slot, but Arkansas deals with it and sends it the length of the ice. No icing on that. So we play on. 40 seconds left on the man advantage for Kirkwood. Long shot coming. Easy enough for Rory. As it gets up to Jackson on the far wing there. Leo stays on side. Arkansas steals it. They've been look very strong in the penalty kill here. Kirkwood not getting much of anything going with the man advantage. They have 15 seconds left of power play clock. They will go for a change to be fresh when Arkansas returns to full strength. Nice step by Gavin in the neutral zone, fires it into the attacking zone. Here's David in the corner. Arkansas turn it around. David grabs the loose puck. Centering, lots of red jerseys there, but the goalie's got it. So Arkansas is back to full strength now. We're still scoreless. 4:39 left here in the first frame. Both teams have had a turn on the power play. Both penalty kills have done its job. As Gavin has it, top of the point, slides all the way to the goalie, still loose. And now the goalie's got it. Did a good job keeping those pads flush with the ice. It was sliding around down there, could have easily snuck in underneath. The rebound chance gets into his belly, and we stay scoreless. Aiden fighting forward in the corner. Now David behind the goal. He has time and space and loses the puck. supported by Gavin. They switch positions. Good positionless hockey here from those two. And David holds the line. And Gavin reaches, tried to keep it in, but it did sneak over and goes back in offsides. I like that from Gavin and David there. David losing the handle on the puck. Gavin stepping up to support him. And as they do, they switch spots. David taking Gavin's spot on the D-line. Gavin coming forward as a winger. I guess David was center on that shift. But that's how this is supposed to work. Cover for each other. You know, you have a position, but it should be very fluid like that. And, you know, hockey is often a game of improv, and you saw it there between Gavin and David. Arkansas sending it low, but Kirkwood sends it right back out. And this one will be called for icing. There seems to be a high standard for that in this one. So still scoreless here, as you can see the scoreboard. 3:35 left in the opening period. We do have the luxury of shots on goal being tracked. That is not always the case, at least not in a publicly viewable fashion. So be interested to track that. Kirkwood currently leading that 7-5. Jaden looking for the exit pass. Arkansas holds the zone. Now Jaden turns it around again. Bodie reaches for it with the stick. Now the defense does clear it a little bit frantically there. Wasn't as clean of a clear as they'd like. So they do end up just sending it the length of the ice. Bit of a nervy moment in front of the goal, but defense does its job. It will be Jacob Schultz on the dot for Kirkwood. Draw comes back behind Kirkwood's goal. Bryson sends it forward to Leo. Can't get the exit. Long fluttering shot into Rory's glove. No problem for her. It is Bryson on Jacob's right. Looks like Leo on his left. And Bryson chases it behind the goal, chips it up the boards to Jackson. Jackson, the team leader in points. Bryson, the team leader in goals. David sandwiched between both of them in each category. Assists and goals, that is. Held at the line by Gavin. Jackson gets it low. Now Arkansas chips it off the boards for the exit. Bryson cycles back. Oh no, 3-on-none here. And it's offsides. Wow, that was a very dangerous moment for Kirkwood as Bryson cycled over to grab a loose puck and Arkansas broke through him. Nobody behind him. And it was 3 Ice Hogs going free with no defense between them and Rory, but they got in offsides to stop the break. Bodie up to Sam. David gets a skate to it in the slot. He works it over the blue line. And Arkansas, oh, that was clearly offsides. But we play on here. I was about to say, Arkansas has not been very patient at the blue line, or at least not heads up enough to notice that they need to be patient. Arkansas getting a rush here, 2-on-2, long shot. Rory will deal with those all day. If they're gonna settle for the outside of the house shots like that, Rory will be a happy camper back there between the pipes. Here's Arkansas again, looking for another entrance. This one is called offsides. It will be Liam Gale on the dot. We are scoreless here in the first, even in shots on goal, 7 apiece. Jaden and Will are the wingers as here comes Arkansas in. Bryson's got to stick to it in the slot. And now Jaden can't work it out. It does come to neutral ice. Arkansas again not even paying attention to whether or not they have skaters in offsides. They're just not even on their radar, it seems. So another offsides by the Ice Hogs. And the faceoff comes to center dot. Liam skating away with it. Gives it over to Will. In the corner. Centers it, but grabbed by an Ice Hog there. Arkansas flips it forward. Speed down the wing here. Little push ahead pass goes into the corner, and Liam finds Jaden on the exit wearing the captain C, working it into the zone. Looking for a centering pass, opts to wrap it around the boards instead. Here comes Bodie on the pinch and hold. Now out. Good job by Bryson holding the blue line there. And that's the end of the first period. We are scoreless, but not for lack of action. Had some good chances on either side. David probably getting the best look of them all, short-handed at that. Coming down here, these near boards, skating with time and space and gaining speed, able to turn the corner on the final defender and get right on top of the goalie, but the goalie had that short side closed off, so David didn't have a lot of options at that point. Stays out, he stays scoreless. Both teams getting a chance on the power play in that first period. Both penalty kills looking much stronger than the power play units. As Arkansas grabs it in the neutral zone, another long shot. You can see Arkansas settling for these shots of what we would say are outside the house. If you draw lines connecting the face-off dots and the posts and back to the blue line, you can draw the shape of a house. And when you shoot outside of that zone, it makes life easy for the goalie, especially when there's no traffic in front of the net. So Rory will be glad to catch those pucks all day long if that's the shots they want to take. Looks like Jacob's still on the draw for Kirkwood. Low in the slot. That puck bounced loose to Arkansas. Had a good look in front of the net, but pushed it wide. Up to Leo. Out to neutral ice. Here's Jackson on the forecheck. Back to Jacob. Now Leo gets a stick to it, and it slides back into Kirkwood's zone. Bodie's on the puck. Gets it up to Jackson. Jacob ahead to Leo. Blake sends it forward. Here's Jackson in, chasing on the forecheck. Bodie gets a stick to it right at the blue line, but Arkansas did get it out. So Bryson, his pass is picked off. Arkansas turning it around. Another long shot wide of the goal. And another one bouncing in on Rory. I don't know if they're hoping to create rebounds with those shots, but they're just not that dangerous at all at this point. Again, Rory happy to deal with those all day. But, you know, even if they are trying to shoot and get a rebound, there's not even white jerseys in the crease at that point. So not not the most strategic look from Arkansas here early. They're usually most dangerous when they use their speed and come in close to the net with time and space. That's when this Arkansas team looks especially dangerous. But these long shots are really kind of neutering that attack. As this one goes the length of the ice for icing. We're still scoreless here. Just under 10 minutes to go in the second stanza. Arkansas is leading shots on goal, 10-8. David's on the dot for Kirkwood. Bryson grabs it on the wing, but Arkansas steals it back. They send it deep into the corner, centering pass, but Gavin was there. He is an absolute rock for Kirkwood back on the D-line. And David gaining the blue line here. He's gonna turn it around and find a teammate, but Arkansas steals it. Wrapping it around, Bryson stepping up on a deep pinch. David losing an edge as he tries to circle around. Out to Gavin at center line. And in offsides. This game slowing down a bit here in the second period. Not the track meet we've seen in previous meetings. When these teams hooked up in Wentzville, it was back and forth all day long. Looked like a North Carolina basketball game with the transition chances going both ways. Haven't seen as much of that today. This one wraps around the boards. Arkansas will send it into the slot. Good stick by Blake to break that up. And that one sneaks back over the blue line for offsides. Still scoreless. 8:38 left in the period. Liam on the draw for Kirkwood. Back to Blake. And Bodie loses an edge there, and this one's centered off of Rory's pads. Blake dealing with it. Now Liam skating it out. Gets ahead of him, he pushes it over to Jaden. And Arkansas will try to wrap it around. Will gets to it first on the boards. Bodie now sending it back low. Jaden. And Arkansas. Chipped out. Bodie on it. Now Jacob. Over to Jaden. Oh, he tries to send it low. Goes off the referee. Arkansas has a bit of a break here. Good stick by Bodie to shut that down. Had something dangerous building there for the Ice Hogs, but Bodie was back for it. Now Blake sends it deep, wrapping around to the other side. Will's got it. Stolen by Arkansas. Over to Jacob. Looking for a teammate. He finds Bryson top of the slot. Quick shot. We saw Kirkwood score a lot on that type of play yesterday. All 5 of their goals. As here's Arkansas trying to get an edge behind the final defender. Bryson does just enough to get him into the corner. Did not give him a direct path to the goal. So that could have been a dangerous break for Arkansas. Here's Bodie fighting to gain position. And the arm is in the air for a penalty here. That's going to be interference. You can see Bodie trying to work around the white jersey there. He will go to the box now. I guess they're going to say he held back the Arkansas player as he was trying to get around him. So Arkansas gets there. Oh, quick draw shot from the center on the face-off on goal. Making sure Rory's awake back there. She was, got a glove to it, but that was a dangerous look there from Arkansas, taking the face-off and shooting it right on goal without a pass. And here's Aiden speedily coming in on the forecheck. Here's David, trying to turn the corner, turns on the brakes instead, drops it to Gavin, backloaded David, it gets by him. Aiden in deep, cuts him off, takes the puck, centers, David chases it to the boards. And Arkansas up and out. Arkansas sends it deep, but that'll be offsides or icing, I suppose. Yes, icing. We are taking it all the way back to Kirkwood's attacking zone. See the shots on goal. That's 11-8 in favor of the Ice Hogs. Still scoreless here with 36 seconds left of power play time for Arkansas, their second power play of the game. Skating with speed through neutral ice. Shot from the top of the slot goes wide. Bryson's back for it. Tries to send it up the boards, but no one was there for Kirkwood. And now it's into Rory's glove. 14 seconds left on the Arkansas power play. Jaden taking the draw. Arkansas drops it to the point. Long shot. Well wide. Back to the point. Another long shot. Rory scoops it off the ice with their glove. That's the spot where the long shot makes a little bit more sense. As you can see, all the traffic set up in front of Rory makes it hard for the goalie to see. A rebound can be quickly put into the goal. That's where you want the long shot from the point like that. Not when you're entering the zone and nobody's in front of the net yet. Here's Arkansas trying to rip one from the top of the slot. It's blocked there by Gavin. He chases it to the corner. Liam gets it up to Jaden. Kirkwood is back to full strength now. Switching it to Sam coming down the wing. Tried to center it. Picked off by Arkansas. They work it out of the zone. Coming in 3-on-3. Soft bouncing shot to Rory. Into the corner. Arkansas is on it. They lose it to Jaden. He tries to get the exit pass. It does sneak over the line ever so slightly and back in offsides. Arkansas starting to widen the shots gap now, up 13-8 in that category. They are fresh off a power play, so that helps in that department. Collision there at the blue line after the draw. Will gets a stick to it. He has an edge behind the defense. Tried to center it, but only white jerseys were there. Bodie skating it forward. Liam sends it behind the goal. Arkansas tries to skate it out. Bodie got a stick to it, but not enough of one. Arkansas is in 3-on-1 here. Good stick by Blake to pop that shot up high over everything. Liam working it out of the corner up to Will. Centers to Jaden on the exit, and it gets lost in Arkansas's skates. Hard collision there. Nothing doing. Here's Jaden up ahead to Will. Tried to center it. Pass was blocked. Liam picks up the loose puck. Gets it on goal. Goalie was ready for it. And here's a 2-on-1 for Arkansas. Gets the pass to connect, but not ready to shoot with it. Liam comes back and sends it the length of the ice for icing. Still scoreless. Here, 2:41 left in the second stanza. 13-8 shots in favor of Arkansas. They're starting to build the possession in this period, and you've seen the shots start to tilt in their favor with that. Stopped at the center line. Arkansas is in again, working it low, centering, but Gavin gets in the way. Over to Jackson on the wing. Gavin will try that same side again. Now he finds, so he had Jacob on the exit to center ice, but gets by him. Arkansas again, coming, gets by Bryson, 3-on-1, shot from the circle. Great save by Rory. That was the most dangerous look from Arkansas. You can see having the patience that time to skate in a little bit closer, deep into the face-off circle before ripping a sharp shot. That gave Rory a little bit more trouble, but you could see her squeeze that elbow down, got the glove to it, no rebound given up. Great work by Rory there. Aiden trying to turn the corner, wrap around, and now a penalty. David playing diplomat there, making sure Sam doesn't engage in any extracurricular activity. So it is Arkansas going to the penalty box here. This will be Kirkwood's second power play of the game. It's David on the dot for the Stars. Wee wins the draw over to Aiden. Aiden chasing it, shooting behind the goal. Sam's gonna get the loose puck on the boards, drops it to Bodie at the point. He mishandles it, and Kirkwood chases it back to the center ice. And here comes Arkansas shorthanded. It's dangling over there, and now a delayed penalty is called. Looks like hooking is the call, so Kirkwood's gonna lose its power play here. We'll skate 4-on-4 as Aiden Lamb goes to the box. Aiden drew the initial penalty on Arkansas, showing off his speed there, trying to turn the corner down deep in the attacking zone, and then went behind the goal on the wraparound, working through traffic and drawing the penalty, but now he's in the box as well, and we'll be 4-on-4 for 62 seconds before Arkansas will finish off with 28 seconds of power play themselves. Bodie does get the draw out of the zone, so it comes back in offsides. David on the dot for Kirkwood. Arkansas takes the draw. Sam on the forecheck, gets it deep. Here's David. Held in by Blake, working it to the slot, couldn't get it to David. Bodie steps up, Sam now just shooting it forward, easily scooped up by the goalie. So Kirkwood working hard there to earn an offensive zone face-off. Still skating 4-on-4 for 34 more seconds. Will comes into the face-off circle for Kirkwood. And Arkansas is going to skate it out. Building speed through neutral ice. Into the corner. It goes loose to Kirkwood. That's Blake wrapping it back up the same side. And Arkansas sends it back deep. This one wraps all the way around to the opposite side and out back to center ice. Will's got a stick on it there. Comes forward. Puck is loose. Bodie decides to step back instead of step up. And that is the end of the period. Still scoreless between these two teams. A battle for first place right now. Top two teams in the standings. Kirkwood with a 1-point edge on the Ice Hogs in that regard. But all knotted up here on the scoreboard. 0-0 with 13 minutes left of hockey left. Arkansas leading shots on goal, 14-10. See Arkansas getting a little bit more dangerous with their approach in that towards the end of that last period. Got their best attack on goal with that hard shot from the face-off circle. Early in the game, those were coming from outside the face-off circle, outside the house. A lot of easy saves for Rory early, but Arkansas starting to work it closer, getting some more dangerous looks. They've also sustained more pressure. This game has not been the back and forth track meet that we saw in the early, it was certainly the first two meetings between these two teams. And then in that third game, I think this looks more like a reverse version of that first league play game where Kirkwood really controlled the neutral zone and dominated the possession. Arkansas has started to do that here in the second half of that second period. They've been on the puck much more in the offensive zone, much more than Kirkwood. And you can see the Ice Hogs edging forward on the shots on goal category. Luckily for Kirkwood, Rory has kept the score even. But we'll see if Kirkwood can turn things around here, get on the puck a little bit more here in this final frame. Arkansas coming forward into the zone. Good stick by Gavin to break it up, sends it out. This time Arkansas shows some awareness at the blue line, waiting to come in, so it is onside. Here they come again. 2-on-2. Back to Bryson. He slaps it around the boards. Held in at the blue line. Sent back down deep. Gavin will try the other side, but picked off by Arkansas. And we get a whistle. Something with the net over there. Big pile up of snow on the post. So both teams go for a change. Arkansas still showing the upper hand here in the third period as far as possession goes. They've pinned in Kirkwood for that back half of the second period. And here it gets by the last defender. Jackson streaking down the far boards. He gets to it first. Centering to Jacob, drops it to Blake. Back down to Jacob. Looking for a teammate, centering. Broken up, and Arkansas comes out. Good stick by Blake. Break up that pass. Jacob stolen away there in neutral ice. Puck squirts loose into Kirkwood's end. Blake turns it around, comes up that same side. Jackson misses Jacob on the exit. Leo's streaking down this near boards. He gets to it. Into the slot. Back post. Great save by the goalie. Nice little passing by Kirkwood there in the offensive zone. A couple of one-touch passes coming in on goal. But the Arkansas goalie has been sharp. The chances have been few and far between for Kirkwood, but they have had a couple of key moments here, and each time the Arkansas goalie has been ready. It's going to be David on the dot for Kirkwood. Sam on his left, Aiden on his right, back to Bryson at the point, switches it to Gavin, sends it in, on goal, and into the goal! Gavin Langen breaks this game open. Kirkwood takes a 1-0 lead. Stars lead 1-0 on the long-range goal from Gavin. It looked innocent enough. He also was outside the house on that shot, but had some space, could step into it. It looked like the kind of shot that the Arkansas goalie should have dealt with. He's been sharp on every other chance. I just got done talking through that. But it sneaks by him and into the goal, and Kirkwood will take the lead on that. David turns it around. Here's Arkansas skating in, going down, back up, looking for a centering pass. Sam gets a stick to it. Now we've got a penalty. Sam goes into the penalty box for Kirkwood. Arkansas will have the man advantage. Now suddenly chasing this game after starting to dominate the possession. Looked like they were starting to assert themselves as the more dominant team here today. But now they are behind on the scoreboard, 1-0. Will works it forward, shorthanded. Arkansas coming the other way, long shot into the glove. Rory says, thank you very much. She will gladly take those shots, especially with Arkansas having an extra skater on the ice right now. Will on the dot for Kirkwood, wins it over to Bodie, who sent it forward. Arkansas sends it back down. They have it behind the end line, wrapping it around through the corner. Will gets a stick to it. Centered, all alone. Rory, what a save! Huge save by Rory. Murray keeps Kirkwoods ahead 1-0. Arkansas got a centering pass. Here they are, top of the slot. Here comes the shot. Zips wide of the post. Blake sends it up, but not out. Held in at the line. Sent back in. Chipped up. Oh, that was tricky, but not too tricky for Rory. Absolutely stealing the show here in the third period. Arkansas got a centering pass right in the heart of the slot. White jersey all alone. And Rory had to make a sharp movement with the glove side arm to keep that one out. She did. Those reflexes are next level. Kirkwood returns to full strength. Leo comes onto the ice for Sam, who's out of the box. Arkansas sends it to the opposite corner. Gavin steals it away there. Now loose behind the end line. Centering. Jackson gets just enough of a stick on it to pop it out of the zone, but Arkansas turns it around right away. Long floating shot blocked by Gavin. He sends it up the boards. That's Jackson working it out. Liam coming in to help. Arkansas off a skate. That's Leo. Arkansas will go for a skate behind their own goal. Up the other side. Now building speed through neutral ice. Long shot off a skate. That's Gavin. Liam pestering in on the forecheck. Here's Jackson. Dropping it to Liam on the wing, centering. Leo behind the goal, taken away by Arkansas. Bryson can't hold the line. Here comes Arkansas, 2-on-1, now 3-on-1. Long shot, well wide. Bryson getting a stick to it, flipping it up and out. You see Arkansas there had a 3-on-1 rush and just settled for a long shot. Could have done something much more dangerous with that. But Kirkwood will gladly hold on to its 1-0 lead. After that initial huge save by Rory on the centering pass to the Ice Hog all alone in the slot, they had another tricky chance on goal where the shot came from the point and it was intentionally popped up in the air with the deflection from the face-off circle, and it flipped up and really was a tricky moment for Rory. She was ready for it. Very creative little play from Arkansas on that one, though. Can't crack the code on Rory, though, as they stay scoreless, and Kirkwood stays ahead 1-0 on the goal by Gavin Langan. Just under 7 minutes to go here in this game. Arkansas is leading shots 16-11. They have had the better half of the possession and pressure, especially since about the midway mark of the second period. But it is Kirkwood with the advantage on the scoreboard. Arkansas tries again to gain the blue line. They do, but offsides. So Kirkwood will go for a change. It will be David on the dot, Jaden on his right, Will on his left. David breaking through, fighting through that final defender. Broken up center to, that was Jaden coming in on top of the crease. He gets to it in the corner. Arkansas takes it away there. Bryson stepping up, gets it, caddy corner. David and now Jaden in on the forecheck. David chases it in the corner, lifts the stick, and tries to get it back to the point. Stolen by Arkansas. Up ahead. No icing called here. Gavin wraps it around up the boards to Will. And Gavin clogs up that shot. David's on the puck. He'll go around the goal. Has some traffic to deal with there. Gets it ahead to Jaden. Up and out to Will. Tries to split the defense. Still fighting for it. Arkansas on the puck. Skating now with some speed here down the wing. Turning on the Jets. Nice stick by Gavin. Bryson. Oh, his pass is picked off Oh, another great stick by Gavin. Arkansas fighting through it off a skate. Liam finds the exit. He's got Jaden at center ice. Up to Jackson. Tried to chip it out, couldn't do it. Now Jaden has it. He will flip it over to Liam. He can dangle. He does. Shot. Oh, he tried to slide it through the 5-hole. Here's Bodie on the follow. It's blocked and gloved. Nice stick work from Liam Gale working through traffic. You see him do that a lot. He'll take on 3-4 defenders all alone and can often work through it. Tried to sneakily slide that through the 5-hole, but goalie was ready for it. Oh, here's Leo in close. It's loose. It's in. Leo Bauer with the goal. Doubles Kirkwood's lead. Had to show some perseverance and persistence there. Got a loose puck just outside the crease. Looked like he wanted a stick handle around the goalie. It was initially taken away, but stayed loose and he stayed with it and worked it across the goal line. Kirkwood leads 2-0. Now we're gonna have a timeout here. So you saw Liam working through multiple defenders with his dazzling dangling. Got that sneaky attempt on the 5-hole, sliding on the ice. Goalie kept it out, but also kept it live. Puck eventually winds up back to Bodie, who rips a follow-up attempt. That one stays out as well, also staying live. It eventually comes to Leo just outside the crease. He was stick handling it in close. Got denied on a couple moves, but stayed with the puck and worked it across the goal line to double Kirkwood's lead, 2-0. They have been very opportunistic here in the third period after 2 scoreless opening stanzas. Kirkwood finally breaks through. Blake stepping up, getting a stick to it. Back here before that second goal, you saw Gavin Langen just putting his defensive arsenal on display. He is just a force for Kirkwood back on the defensive line. You always feel good about it when he's back there. So solid. Always just knows how to get his stick onto the puck and break up an attack from the opposing team. Another shot from the face-off circle, easily into Rory's glove. Jacob on the draw for Kirkwood. Pops up into the air. Aiden chasing it. We got music live during the action here. And Aiden pops it out of the zone. Now the music goes off. Arkansas skating forward, tried to split the defense, pile up of players in the slot. Puck squirts loose to the corner. Oh, and Sam goes hard into the boards. Referees will discuss the penalty here. Arkansas goes to the box. Let's see what they put up on the clock. Some Kirkwood parents want more than the 2-minute minor, or I guess minute and a half at this level. It is just the 90-second penalty clock. So Kirkwood leading 2-0. Oh, it is a double. Okay, we've got two penalties up on the clock. Yes, I do see 2 Ice Hogs in the box. But still 4 Arkansas players out on the ice. I think they might. And they're going to have a discussion about how to sort this out. Regardless of what happens here, there's only 1:14 left on the game clock. So Kirkwood can skate the rest of this one with a man advantage. Show you what we're looking at on the scoreboard here. 2 separate penalties, 2 Ice Hogs in the box, but still 4 skaters. Arkansas coming in short-handed. Gonna keep an eye on the goalie back there. Still in the net. Out to Jaden. In deep, Arkansas sends it up the boards. Gavin steps up, long shot. Goalie got a glove to it, but couldn't squeeze it. Falls to the ice and covered there. 48 seconds left in the game as Kirkwood trying to close out a win here, up 2-0. Now they're running some time off the clock. Down to 35 seconds now. So David on the draw, wins it into the corner, sends it behind the goal. Arkansas is there for it. Skating short-handed. Jaden turns it around at center ice, open goal, shoots for it, and scores! Jaden Lowry with the steal at center ice and gets the empty netter. Puts some icing on this cake as Kirkwood will hold on to first place in the division with this win. Arkansas was trying to steal that spot from them with this game here. Looked like they were going to assert themselves as the more dominant team, but Kirkwood was more, and there they center it, shooting, scoring! Liam Gale beating the buzzer with 2.5 seconds left. Gets it top shelf, upper 90. They keep the good whiskey up there. And it's gonna be a party for Kirkwood after this huge win to stay in first place atop the league table. And Rory gets her shutout. We can say it now. She shuts out Northwest Arkansas, one of the more dangerous teams in this league. Very impressive performance from her. Wasn't a high volume day, but she made the big saves when it mattered. I guess it was high volume in the sense that she faced a lot of long-range shots, but it didn't feel like much work for her because those were pretty easy to deal with. Just staying in position, getting the glove to it, really felt like no sweat at all on those long-range shots for her. But I guess it was 18 shots on goal for Northwest Arkansas. That is a busy day by the book for Rory. But as far as high danger chances go, there were a few of them, and they looked lethal. They especially had that centering pass to an open Ice Hog right in front of the crease. No red jerseys to be found except, of course, for Rory's. And she made a quick reflex reaction, kept it out, They tried to chip it up on an intentional deflection off the ice. She was ready for that trickery as well. Just spectacular performance by star goalie Rory Murray between the pipes today. Gets her 4th shutout of the season to secure Kirkwood's spot atop the league table. And now they will turn their attention towards the nightcap. 7:45 tonight from Creve Coeur. It will be a rematch with the Rockets. Kirkwood's I probably had this game circled on the calendar ever since the Veterans Cup, when the Rockets, quite frankly, surprised Kirkwood in the group play game. Kirkwood had beaten these Rockets 4-1 in a preseason scrimmage, but honestly, it looked like a completely different team at that Veterans Cup, and the stats would say that as well. The preseason statistics for the Rockets just quite frankly and bluntly look like they belong to a completely different team. That Rockets were only 2 wins out of 7 preseason games, very big negative goal differential. Then the competitive game started and they flipped a switch, and maybe more than that, because they went 15 games in a row unbeaten, 2 of those at the hands to Kirkwood, a 6-4 win in group play of the Veterans Cup, and then a comeback 7-4 victory in the Veterans Cup championship game. Kirkwood was out in front in that one, feeling good early, but Rockets came storming back, showing off some elite speed on the forward line, and Kirkwood will have to deal with that tonight when they meet up for the rematch. And it is, in my opinion, that the Rockets are the most dangerous team in this league, the top competition for first place Kirkwood. So we'll see. It's going to be a good checkpoint for these two teams against each other, see where they're at as they head towards February and the Blue Note Cup. I do think the number 1 seed will matter this year, even though with 8 teams, it's going to be an even bracket, no first round byes. Both of these teams are going to prefer to play the last place team, which will almost certainly be St. Peter's second team with only 1 win in 10 league play games. So it is a lot on the line. The Rockets, after ending their unbeaten streak with a 2-0 loss to Chesterfield yesterday, want to get back to their winning ways, want to work their way back into the first place station, and they can do both of those things with the win against Kirkwood tonight. Kirkwood, of course, wants to keep all that off the table, hang on to first place, and have some margin for error down the stretch here for late January, early February games as they close out group play. So all that on the line tonight. Should be a fast-paced, back and forth, close, contentious game. Don't miss it. 7:45 right here on this channel as we say goodbye from East Alton.